Hi everyone, it's Daniel here. Today I'll be reviewing another Dire Straits album, which this one will be Communique from 1979. So this was recorded not long after the debut, I think about a year. And even though I prefer the debut a little bit more, this album's still really consistent and has a lot of great songs. So so here's the front cover, quite like it. There's an envelope and a man walking, there's a moon as well, so... And it's broad daylight as well. I don't know. The Dire Straits album covers, they're iconic, but when you think about it, you're like, the context of them makes no sense. And I don't even know what the word communicate means, Communicate, I don't know, but, the song itself's pretty cool, so, So here's the front, very nice. I like the blue. So that's what I like about the album cover, and, and all that. So here's the front. Here's the spine, vertigo, and here's the back cover. So we have 9 songs once again. And the first song is Once Upon a Time in the West. Really cool track, quite funky, I like that one. Definitely sounds like Dire Straits, definitely sounds like something from the first album. You could probably jumble some of these songs up with the first album and you wouldn't be able to tell you wouldn't be able to tell the difference because the production on this album is quite similar. I think it's a different producer, but other than that, pretty much the band wanted to get this album out straight after the debut because the debut did really well. And of course, Sultans of Swing was a massive hit for them and all that. This album didn't do as well, but I ranked this album number 6 on my Dire Straits album ranking video. I'll leave a link to that in the description if you want to check that out. Not because I dislike it. Like Dire Straits, all their albums are fantastic. All of them are pretty much over a 9 out of 10 for me. So and this album's no exception. So great album. But Once Upon a Time in the West, I think it's a great album opener. Just like with Down to the Waterline, you get a bit of solo guitar at the start. I assume it's from Mark Knopfler. It could be from David, and speaking of David, this was the last album he performed on, and then he would move on to do a solo career, which I've yet to listen to. The next track is News. This is quite a pretty track, I like this one. Very nice song. So what I've noticed is that the album starts off quite calmly, Once Upon a Time in the West, it's not up-tempo or anything, it's quite slow and, and same with News as well. News is quite a chilled song, which I really like, and Mark Knopfler's vocals are great as always. And next track we have is Where Do You Think You're Going, I really like this track because it starts off slow and then gradually speeds up at the end, which is pretty cool. Same with Communique, that sort of thing, the song's quite a chilled sort of funky song, sort of like Once Upon a Time in the West. I really like this song. I like the chords and it's just another pretty song in my opinion. So so first 4 songs, very solid album at the minute. Lady Writer is my favourite song on the album. People could say it's Sultans of Swing Part 2. I digress. I mean, it's its own song, If Sultans of Swing didn't exist, then this song would definitely be, Dire Straits' most popular song. I'm not saying that Sultans of Swing shouldn't exist. I think that's a great song, and it's really grown on me for the past few weeks. And Lady Writer, I could say the same about this song because it's a masterpiece. It's fast pace, up tempo. The lyrics are great, and the guitar playing is fantastic. Of course, you got John Arsley on bass. He always plays some fantastic bass lines, which might sound a bit simple, but the bass lines might seem simple. Just follow the kick drum or whatever, or just follow the drum beat in general. But he does some really out of nowhere fills here and there, Sultans of Swing. If you listen to the end of that song, he's literally playing all these random notes, and it's pretty cool. Lady Writer, great song. The backing vocals are fantastic, and just a great song. Angel of Mercy is another catchy song. Really like that one as well. You see with the first couple of Dire Straits albums, pretty much all the songs are kind of in the same genre, pub rock, roots rock, but Angel of Mercy is, still a great song in my opinion. Portobello Bell, another great song, really like that one too. You know, I quite like the lyric as well, you know, Portobello Bell, you know, that sort of thing. It's great guitar playing from Mark and David as always, you know. Single-Handed Sailor is probably my favourite track on the album. You know, the guitar tone's a bit heavier. On this album, you know, you have some piano and organ on some of the tracks, and you got the guitar tone's a bit heavy on this album, you know. So you can kind of tell where Dire Straits were going to be heading, like, after this album, you know, with making movies, you know, with the more cinematic sound and all that. Single-Handed Sailor is probably my favourite song on the album. Quite like the guitar, kind of reminds me a bit of David Gilmour from Another Brick in the Wall, Part 2, you know. His sort of guitar playing, you know, and the tone as well. Obviously not as heavy or intense, but yeah. I like the build-up in the song, and yeah, it's just a great song. And then Follow Me Home, I think that's a great way to end off the album. You got some really nice instrumentation going on with the guitars, you know. Yeah, it's just Dire Straits, isn't it? Just a really great way to end off the album, in my opinion. So yeah, I'll definitely have to revisit this album a bit more, and yeah, maybe one day it'll be a bit higher than the debut. You never know. So all songs were written by Mark Knopfler, which that's pretty much always the case with these songs. Produced by Jerry Wexler and Barry Beckett, and the keyboards were played by B. Bear and recorded December 1978. So about just less than a year after the debut came out, which I think was like March 1978. So they really wanted to get another album like finished, you know, because of the success of the debut. But yeah, both albums had 2 singles, which Lady Writer, and I can't remember the other song. There was another song that was a single, but I don't know. I definitely know Lady Writer was a single, and of course the first album you had Sorts of Swing and Water of Love as singles, but you know, Sorts of Swing was massive, but Water of Love, yeah, nowhere near as big. Same with Lady Writer, and that's what I was thinking, you know, Sorts of Swing, you know, if that song wasn't as popular, or well, would have been anyways, because I heard that the demo was actually played on, you know, on the radio, like, before Dire Straits were famous and all that, and, you know, before they released their first album, you know, they played the demo to Sorts of Swing. I can't remember who the radio DJ was, but he was impressed, and yeah, just played the demo, so good on them. The design was done by Hot House. Okay, yeah. This album was mixed in January of 1979. I can't remember when it came out, quite late 1979. And then Making Movies came out, which they took a bit more time with that album, which that's good. And yeah, still a great album, even though it's at the bottom of my Dire Straits album ranking list. You know, with Dire Straits, they're such a great band anyways, and yeah, none of their albums like have disappointed me. All six albums are fantastic, and you can, yeah, if you want more of my opinion on like why I think the album, like one album's better than the other, then definitely check my album ranking. So yeah, let's open this up. Which, yeah, I didn't open any of these CDs up in my album ranking, but now I am. So yeah. So there's a disc. The disc is quite pretty. You got a moon, you know. I love the colour, like it's like a nice shade of blue. You got the track list in there. I like it. I like how the disc reflects and all that. And at the back, of course, you've got all the Dire Straits CDs, the 1996 remasters. Mercury Records. Got all the albums. Debut, Communique, Making Movies, Love Over Gold. Alchemy Part 1. I don't know why they don't have Part 2 or the full performance, but I will. Brothers in Arms, Money for Nothing. I actually bumped into that the other day. I'm Making Movies for £2 in a record shop, which I bought that from HMV for about nearly £7 when I could have got it for £2 at a second-hand record shop. So On Every Street, which is a that album right there. Quite a unappreciated album in my opinion. I think it's overlooked. And then of course we have On the Night. So yeah, I believe that's from 1993. One of the last shows before they split up in 1995. They split up twice. Once in 1988 after Brothers in Arms, and then came back, did another album, and 4 years later just called it quits. Fair enough. Let's have a look at the booklet. I mean, Dire Straits did all their work, and they were massive when they were. So yeah, So we've got Martin Knopfler on vocals, lead and rhythm guitars, David Knopfler on rhythm guitar and vocals, John Isley on bass and vocals, and Pick Withers on drums. And of course we've got B Bear on keyboards. There's some percussion in there, and yeah. So there's the band. Last album with David Knopfler, and then the band would become a 3-piece, and then a few other members would join the band later on. Got another appreciation thing here, written by Mark Cooper. Pretty cool. Don't know if you can read that, but if you can, good luck. We've got lyrics: Once upon a time in the West, news, where do you think you're going? Communique, Lady Writer, Angel of Mercy, Angel of Mercy, Angel of Delight, Portobello Bell. All pretty cool tracks. Like, they kind of sound similar to each other, but yeah, Dire Straits will definitely like expand with their sound with Making Movies onwards. But you know, if it weren't for the amazing playing from Martin Knopfler and from the rest of the band, of course, then yeah, maybe their music would feel repetitive. But seriously, it doesn't. I don't know why, but yeah, I don't even know what you describe Dire Straits as. A pub rock band, roots rock band, you know, sort of a pop band, probably a bit later on. Like, with On Every Street, you get a variety of, like, different music genres throughout, so that's pretty cool. Bit of jazz, bit of orchestral, you know, that sort of thing. Of course, the last 2 tracks, Single-Handed Sailor and Follow Me Home. Very cool. We've got a nice picture of the band, all smiling. Yeah. Yeah, so that's nice. So overall, great album, love it. So yeah, thank you for watching, everyone. This has been my review of Dire Straits' Communique, and yeah, let me know what you think of this album in the comments. Do you like it? Do you dislike it? Please let me know. Do you feel like it's just like the debut album part 2? I could kind of see that, but there are like major differences, and some of the songs are like, yeah, I'll probably like some of the songs like Lady Writer, you know, definitely hold up to the debut, and Single-Handed Sailor. So yeah, thanks once again, everyone. Take it easy, and I shall see you all next time in a bit, and peace.